It's 5:01. I think we'll get started, and some people might still jump on, but that's all right. Well, happy Swiss National Day, and welcome to our virtual first ceremony. My name is Fabienne Egli. I am the coordinator for public diplomacy and cultural affairs at the Swiss Consulate in Atlanta. Together with Consul General Peter Zimmerli, I will have the honor to lead you through the program this afternoon. 2020 is an exceptional year, and we hope that you all are staying safe and well. Even though it's not possible for us to celebrate like we did in previous years, we're glad that technology at least allows us to come together virtually and commemorate Swiss National Day 2020. Now, we would like to thank you, the Swiss clubs and their members, for the great contributions that combine to a beautiful and multi-componential program, which we're really excited to share with you. Before we get started, I would like to say a few words about the program and give you a couple of instructions. As for the program, we will start with the Swiss National Anthem, followed by remarks from the President of the Swiss Confederation, the Atlanta Mayor's Office of International Affairs, and our Consul General, Peter Zimmerli. After that, we will give the Swiss clubs who have already committed to speak the chance to say a few words. To change things up a little bit in between the greetings, we will present the performances that we received from the various Swiss clubs. And at the very end, we will watch a short extract of last year's beautiful fireworks over Lake Geneva. So you see, we have a very diverse program, and we hope that you all will enjoy it. Now, to make sure that everyone has a great experience, I would like to ask you all to mute your microphones. And we encourage you actually to keep your videos on so that you can see each other. However, please mute your microphones so that everybody can enjoy the program and nothing's being interrupted.
It's muted,
a quick note for those of you who are on a cell phone, please make sure that you're viewing the presentation in order to hear the sounds. And now, in addition, I would like to invite you to share with us in the chat which city in Switzerland you are connected to. I'm sure it will be interesting for all of us to see the variety of towns we have a connection to. And now it is my pleasure to introduce you to Martina Albano. Martina is an Italian mastering engineer based in Atlanta. She works on albums for independent artists as well as record labels. Martina has beautifully performed the Swiss national anthem in Italian before at the Swiss residence, which is why it was obvious for us to ask her again to perform the Swiss national anthem for all of us today. Let's give a moment of respect.
Quando dolce aurora il cammin si innora, l'alba mia d'adora rende il ciel. Quando l'Alpe già rosseggia, a pregare all'ora in favore del patrio suol, in favore del patrio suol, cittadino Dio lo vuol, cittadino Dio, sì Dio lo vuol, se di nubi un velo nasconde il tuo cielo, per tuo ragioniero Dio d'amor, fuga o sole quei vapori e mi rendi i tuoi favori, dimmi a patria de pietà, di mia patria de pietà, brilla un sol di verità, brilla un sol di verità.
Thank you, Martina, for this lovely video. And now let's listen to the message from the President of the Swiss Confederation, Simonetta Sommaruga.
Dear Swiss nationals abroad, today I am at Eichholz, a popular camping and leisure park on the Aare River in Bern. When the weather is fine, people flock here to barbecue or bath in the river. Children and dogs race around bathing towels. Occasionally a frisbee may land on someone's book. Against this backdrop, you might think that visitors to Eichholz would be permanently arguing, but they are not. They get along with each other because they recognize that people have different interests, and when problems arise, it is best to talk to each other. At Eichholz, visitors experience on a small scale what we on a large scale call democracy. Dear Swiss nationals abroad, not all of you live in countries with democratic structures, but in the country you call home, each of you represents Switzerland and its democratic values. These values are not given. They must be defended time and again. To do this, people must trust each other to be able to engage and manage disputes. Trust in one another does not simply develop in a vacuum. It requires an environment that protects the freedom and co-determination of the population. It requires a parliament that reflects all the forces in the country. It requires a government that must earn people's trust day after day. It requires an independent judiciary. And it requires strong media that are independent, that pay close attention to what is going on, and that can criticize those in power. Independent media allow everyone the chance to be heard and to have his or her say. Independent media provide citizens with the information they require to form their own opinion, and independent media say what others would prefer not to say. That is why they are an inherent part of democracy. Dear Swiss nationals abroad, you convey Switzerland's democratic principles to the world. Every encounter with you in your new homeland is a reminder that peaceful coexistence in freedom, in co-determination is possible. I thank you most sincerely for being good ambassadors for Switzerland and wish you on behalf of the Federal Council a happy 1st of August in your adopted homeland.
Coming up next, we will hear a few remarks from Vanessa Ibarra, the Director of the Atlanta Mayor's Office of International Affairs. Following the greeting, we will switch directly to our Consul General Peter Zimmerli, who will welcome you live from the Swiss residence in Atlanta.
Hello, my name is Vanessa Ibarra and I'm the Director for the Mayor's Office of International Affairs for the City of Atlanta. I hope this message finds you all safe and healthy during these challenging times. On behalf of our Mayor, Keisha Lance Bottoms, it is a pleasure to join you all here today virtually to celebrate with you all Swiss National Day. I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate Consul General Peter Somerley and his leadership, and also to thank his team at the consulate, for we have been working with them in many different areas, including diplomacy, education, sustainability, business, and innovation, just to name a few of the areas. Since the establishment of the consulate in 1974, the relationship between the city of Atlanta and Switzerland has been thriving. And as I said, it's thanks to the consulate, the Consul General, but it is also thanks to the many Swiss organizations that are in the city of Atlanta, such as the Swiss Business Hub USA and the Southeast chapter of the Swiss American Chamber, as well as the many Swiss businesses that have established their operations here, that hire talent, the students that come from Switzerland, as well as, of course, it goes without saying, the Swiss nationals, or as we like to call them, the Swiss Atlantans that call Atlanta home. We thank you for your friendship. We look forward to many years to come to continue to grow our relationship. And today, on behalf of the Mayor's Office of International Affairs and the city, we wish you all a happy Swiss National Day. Thank you.
My dear compatriots, dear American friends, welcome to our virtual celebration of Switzerland's 729th birthday. It's so good to see you and to see so many of you from all over the southern part of the United States. It is a pity it took a pandemic to bring us all together. Thank you very much for joining us, and a special thank you to all the artists who will be performing. It's going to be a very entertaining evening, and I am curious to hear how you and your clubs are dealing with the ongoing crisis. We have just heard a message from Vanessa Ibarra, the director of the Mayor's Office of International Affairs and Trade of the City of Atlanta. Thank you, Vanessa, for your kind words and the good wishes from Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms. We indeed have a very privileged relationship with the City of Atlanta, and I want to thank you and the Mayor for the support you are giving us, along with the Swiss businesses, institutions, and our compatriots in this great city. What goes for Atlanta goes for many other cities in the region throughout the South. Indeed, Switzerland and the United States maintain excellent relations which date back to the origin of modern Switzerland. In 1848, the US Constitution served as a model and inspiration for the establishment of the Swiss Confederation. During the past 2 centuries, many Swiss immigrants settled here and contributed to build today's solid and excellent bilateral relations. Yes, the good image Switzerland is enjoying in the United States is thanks to you and your ancestors. Through common history and our shared values, which include democracy, a free market economy, and innovation, we build a solid basis for our relations to flourish. Today, the United States and Switzerland are indeed trustworthy partners. Let me give you some facts and figures to emphasize this. Today, Switzerland is the seventh biggest foreign direct investor in the United States. We are on the same level as Germany and France. Our companies have created 500,000 jobs in all 50 states. And a very interesting fact, Swiss firms spend more money in R&D in the United States than any other foreign country. Yes, we are number 1 when it comes to research and development. This is quite the feat for such a small country, and we can be proud of this. The existing good relations will also help us to get through the actual crisis. The corona pandemic has had an enormous impact on our lives and on our social, academic, and professional relations. I have not been to a restaurant or shook any hands since mid-March, and I believe that goes for many of you as well. We talk to our families over Zoom or WhatsApp, and we have real business meetings in the virtual space. Our kids study from home, and many of us are doing home office. The pandemic has changed all our lifestyles. Fortunately, today we have technologies that help us to stay connected and to work remotely. But social distancing is a terrible thing, and we all long for human contact. But we still need some patience, and it will take more time for a kind of normalcy to come back. This has also had, of course, consequences in the work of the Consulate General. By mid-March, the consular tasks had been reduced to urgent requests only. We are now gradually increasing our services, but we can only receive people by appointment. And we have to make sure that we observe the rules by the CDC as well as the Federal Office of Public Health in our reception area. We have built a glass wall between our two counters in order to be able to serve two guests at the same time and not conflict with social distancing requirements. I know that this can mean that you will not get an appointment within a very short notice, but we will make sure that emergency cases can be handled without delay. For this, I would like to thank you in advance for your patience and understanding. Also, our public diplomacy events had to be transferred to the virtual space. Those of you who are following us on social media might have already seen some of our activities. We had, for example, a Swiss short film week on YouTube with 5 movies, together with a live interview with one of the directors. If you are not following us on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook, I invite you to have a look where you will find our planned activities. Since early this year, we are also sending out a newsletter on a quarterly basis. I hope you're enjoying it. Well, but enough talking about us. We want really to know how you and your clubs are doing. How are you handling your activities, and how do you keep in touch with your members? And I am especially curious to hear the musical performances by some of your members. With this, I wish you all a very happy 1st of August, and I will raise my glass to wish Switzerland a happy birthday. Cheers. And now it's time for our first musical performance, which was sent to us by our talented friend and supporter, Andreas Werner. Andreas is the owner of Crazy Chester Records, and he works as a music producer and songwriter in Nashville and Muscle Shoals in Alabama. Andreas was born in Switzerland, but relocated to the United States due to his love of American music. He sent us the song, Sing From My Soul. Have a listen.
Looking out the window, I see the forest from the tree. It all becomes one in the setting of the sun. The soul, the earth, and me. I ain't got no home other than the road. It's the lay of the land wherever I am, that I'm on my own, and I sing from my soul. I sing from my soul. Put my heart on the line, one step at a time, and I sing from my soul. can deny this soul of mine. Try me if you can. I sing from my soul. I sing from my soul. Put my heart on the line, one step at a time. And I sing from my soul. I sing from my soul.
Thank you, Andreas, for this wonderful performance. Now, Andreas Werner is not only with us as a performer today, he also represents the Swiss Society of Nashville, for which he serves as president. Andreas, tell us a little bit about the Swiss Society of Nashville and how you all are doing. Don't forget to unmute your microphone.
Can you hear me now?
Now we can hear you. Yes.
I thought you were going to do that.
Good to see you.
Well, first of all, happy Swiss National Day on behalf of the Swiss Society of Nashville, and also to the Swiss Society members who tuned in that I have not seen in person in many months. You had a question for me.
Yeah. How are you keeping in touch with your members if you haven't seen each other?
Well, we have an email newsletter that we sent out. Unfortunately, due to the current circumstances, we had to miss the last two meetings and also the one that was scheduled today. So I would like to extend my gratitude to all of you for coming up with the idea of meeting virtually, as it replaced our physical event. And so at least we have a way to interact when otherwise we wouldn't.
Absolutely,
And,
we're happy to have you.
Let me mention something real quick too. Unfortunately, we also lost one of our dear members to COVID-19. And so it obviously has been part of our microcosm.
Sorry to hear that. Our condolences. Now, Andreas, can you tell us a little bit more about the activities that you do in Nashville with the Swiss Club in a regular time?
Yeah, and let me preface that by it was the Swiss Society in Nashville was actually founded in 1857 and is one of its older ones in the U.S. We currently have about 75 members that meet quarterly. We always try to have each meeting be unique in its way. It might be a fondue dinner, or it might be a picnic for National Day, like today. And then we have also additional events. There's a cultural event here in Nashville called Celebrate Nashville, a cultural festival that we have participated in as kind of representing Switzerland. And we meet for cooking events and stuff like that. We are an eclectic group, I would say, of members consisting of descendants of people who moved here as long as 160 years ago and more recent immigrants. So it's all ages, genders, and everything, members from 1 year old to 90. And that is a beautiful thing because we get to exchange with people that otherwise we might not have the natural access to, but the combined roots or the similar roots So that's what connects us.
Very nice. Thank you so much, Andreas, for being here with us today. Always glad to see you, and we wish you all a happy Swiss National Day to Nashville. And now we will go back to our presentation. We received a wonderful video from the Swiss Club of Miami that I would like to share with you.
Hi, I'm Bea Schmid. I'm the current president of the Swiss Club of Miami. We are celebrating 729 years of Switzerland, and happy birthday to everyone who is celebrating today this festive event. And even if it's with a small group or if it's with your family, we wish you all a very, very well-deserved 1st of August celebration. Greetings from Miami. Bye-bye.
Hello, Swiss friends. My name is Roland Bandelier from the Swiss Club Miami. I wish you all a beautiful and happy Swiss National Day, even during these challenging times. Keep up the good spirit, and next year we will have even a greater party.
Hello, I'm Astrid. Happy birthday to Switzerland. I will be celebrating with a small group this year, but anyway, everything is good here in Miami. Cheers.
Hello, my name is Mariana and I'm greeting you from Miami. I'm wishing you a very nice 1st of August and hope you all stay safe and healthy and enjoy this season and this holiday. Take care.
Hello everybody, I'm Julia Gessner from the Swiss Club in Miami, wishing you all a great National Day, and remember the camaraderie we have when we can all get together. Enjoy.
Thank you to Miami for your kind words, and I hope you're not going to suffer too much with the upcoming storm. Wish you all the best. And now from Miami, we're going to Houston. Next up, we have another musical contribution by Miss Dolores Baumann. Dolores was born in St. Margrethen in the canton of St. Gallen in Switzerland. Together with her husband, she immigrated to Houston in 1970 and raised 3 kids. Dolores loves music, and at the age of 60, she picked up the accordion. She taught herself how to play it and has, in the meantime, joined the Accordion Club of Houston, which entertains residents at retirement homes. In addition, she gets together with her European friends once a week to play folk music. She says that music keeps her young and puts a little pep in her step. Now, let's enjoy her song, A Spurenbiebli. Thank you, Dolores Baumann from Houston for this wonderful performance. Now, we also have members of the Swiss Club of Alabama with us today, and they sent us a really beautiful photo collage, which we will be gladly sharing with you. It says, "The Swiss Club of Alabama wishes all of us a wonderful 1st of August, 2020. We wish you the same, and thank you for sharing the love." Ursula and Janice.
And now from our neighbors in Alabama to our local Swiss Club of Atlanta, let me introduce Sally Aquilino, who is the president of the Swiss Club of Atlanta. Sally, how are you doing, and how are the members of the Swiss Club of Atlanta doing?
I am doing well. The Swiss Club members, everybody is doing well that I have been able to hear from. Of course, we are missing not meeting in person, and we always miss the stunning vistas of Switzerland, but I think this year everybody in Atlanta is missing the beautiful faces and the sweet kisses of fellow club members more. We can't wait to meet until next year or hopefully before then. So we put together a slideshow to show our past celebrations of August 1st with the other Swiss clubs of the Southeast. And we would like to dedicate our slideshow to our members, but especially to our angels who are not with us face to face, but who are always in our hearts today and always.
Thank you so much, Sally.
So I'll let the video speak for itself. We are a club that believes in fellowship, good food, good times, and creating memories of sharing our heritage. Thank you.
We appreciate you sharing these impressions with us, and I will pull up the presentation for you. Thank you so much, Atlanta, for sharing these impressions. And now we have another musical contribution. This song is performed by Sylvie Ryder and Red Young. Before we take a listen, let me tell you a little bit about them. Sylvie Ryder Young, a native of Switzerland, is a jazz vocalist. She moved to Austin in 2007 after meeting her husband, Red Young, in Munich. Sylvie has performed at festivals, cultural events, and jazz clubs throughout Europe, Switzerland, and the United States. Her new album, You Must Believe in Spring, was just released last year. Congratulations, Sylvie. Sylvie is joined by a great musician and a name some of you might know, Red Young. He has worked on recordings with big names such as Dolly Parton, and he has worked on TV shows and movies as well. Now join me in listening to their song, I Will Wait for You.
If it takes forever, I will wait for you. For 1,000 summers, I will wait for you. Till you're back beside me, till I'm holding you, till I hear you sigh here in my arms. Anywhere you wander, anywhere you go, every day remember how I love you so. In your heart, believe what in my heart I know, that forevermore I wait for you. The clock will tick away the hours one by one, and then the time will come when all the waiting's done. The time will nearly turn and find me here and run straight through my waiting hours. Non, je ne pourrai jamais vivre sans toi. Je ne pourrai pas, de peur que j'aimerai un instant sans toi. Et je n'existe pas, mais mon amour ne me quitte pas. Mon amour, je t'attendrai toute ma vie. Reste près de moi, reviens, je t'en supplie. J'ai besoin de toi, je veux vivre pour toi. Mais mon amour, ne me quitte pas. Oh, mon amour, ne me quitte pas.
What a beautiful duo. Thank you so much for being part of our ceremony, Sylvie Ryder and Red Young. We're staying in Texas. Another guest wearing two hats today is Marie-Louise Norton. She's part of Mishmalu, a folk group that will perform for us in just a bit. But Marie-Louise is also the president of the Swiss community in Texas. Tell us, what part of Texas does your club cover, and how have you been doing?
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
I think I lost the.
We can still hear you.
There it is. I'm Marie-Louise Norton, president and founder of the fast-growing Swiss community of Texas. By the way, Texas is the second largest state and currently has 3,534 registered Swiss citizens. I prepared a short slideshow of our activities, which I would like to start now.
Absolutely. Here you go.
Thank you. The Swiss community of Texas started about 3 years ago with a new concept, which we hope will also appeal to millennials. We are uniting Swiss people from all over Texas and currently have nearly 200 memberships, but the number is actually much higher because many of these are couples and families. And we get a new sign up about once a week. Our website is a platform to exchange information with our members, network with Swiss-owned businesses, publish job opportunities at Swiss companies, find a list of stores that sell Swiss products, read about the history of Swiss people who helped to shape Texas, provide Swiss news via our Facebook page, and much more. And, of course, to publish a calendar of Swiss events in Texas. Our gatherings happen all over Texas and are individually organized either by our team or by our members. Because of COVID-19, our events are on ice for the moment, but we do hope to start up again as soon as it is safe to do so. In the meantime, our members can connect through our forum on our website or via our Facebook page. The Swiss community of Texas is strongly associated with a private Facebook group called Swiss People Living in the USA, which my son runs. They currently have almost 2,500 members of all ages and have daily posts and interesting conversations. We wish all our Swiss compatriots in the Southeast a fun 1st of August and hope that everyone stays healthy and safe through these troubled times.
Thank you, Marie-Louise. Very interesting. And now I have the honor of introducing you again, along with your folk group, Mishmalu from Fort Worth in Texas. Their regular lineup features 3 members. It's Marie-Louise, Michelle Cook on the harps and vocals, and Colin Norton on the bass guitar, and percussion. Occasionally, they expand their ranks to include other musicians, such as a keyboardist, a flautist, or even an alphorn player.
Wow.
Their pieces, I'm not through yet. Their pieces are influenced by music from Ireland, Scotland, England, Austria, America, and of course, Switzerland, combined with their own original composition. Or, as they say, it is musical globe-trotting. Mishmalu has recorded 3 albums, 2 singles. You can find several of their music videos. For us,
right behind you there.
Working for Berg und Tal. Enjoy.
Oh my goodness.
Just wanted to quickly remind you all to mute your microphones for those of you who haven't.
Mach sie dir dunkel.
Thank you for this wonderful song that just made us feel a little bit closer to Switzerland. And we stay in Texas for the next greeting. We have the Swiss American Society of Houston here with us, represented by Maura Ferrero Baroni. We saw that your club organized a drive-through this morning with pickup of the traditional Swiss national bread, the 1. Augustwecke. Tell us a little bit more about that and how you are doing in Houston.
Hello everyone, and yes, happy August 1st to everyone. Well, this morning, yes, we held a drive-through, and we gave to all the members that participate a bageli, and here we have a sample. And we all had a great time. The weather did not really cooperate that much. It was pouring, but we all had a good time, and we were able to have, you know, a good bonding time, and it was great.
Now I can start the slideshow if you want me to. I know your club has also sent us a wonderful slideshow. Let me pull that up for you. There we go. And I'll let you speak if you want to the pictures.
Okay, thank you. Yes, well, about the Swiss American Society of Houston, our society was initially formed in the late 50s by a small group of Swiss expats, and then we became officially registered under the current name in 1987. We have 143 members. Prior to the pandemic, our members enjoyed throughout the year monthly morning coffees, happy hours, and yes, tournaments. We also used to host a spring and a fall picnic, a couple of brunches a year, a few outings, and of course, we celebrated the Swiss National Day and our holiday party with food and music. During the pandemic, we had just a few happy hours and coffees via Zoom. Yes, as we mentioned before, this morning from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., our members had the opportunity to come to a drive-through. The board members of the society, our honorary consul John Bernard, and myself were there to greet all the participants and hand out the traditional Swiss August 1st bread, the bageli, which was baked by a local Swiss bakery. Many members who came decorated their cars with Swiss patriotic flair. And as mentioned before, the weather did not cooperate. It was pouring rain, but we still managed to have lots of fun and shared many laughs. On behalf of the Swiss American Society of Houston, I would like to wish a happy August 1st to all Swiss and friends of Switzerland in the USA. And we wish you to have fun, to be safe, and stay healthy.
Thank you very much, Maura. We wish you the same. Hope you all are safe and healthy. And I'll let the pictures speak for themselves for the reminder.
Yes, so the pictures are basically events that we had last year. The Christmas party, that's what you're seeing right now. It was basically our major last event that we were able to have in person.
Looks like you're having a lot of fun.
We certainly do.
All right, I think that's it. Thanks again. And
Thank
then
you
we
for
will
giving us this opportunity.
Absolutely. And now, last but not least, I would like to introduce Lucrezia Bilo and Jean-Marc Weiss from the Swiss Club of North Florida. I have your slideshow ready as well, and the floor is yours.
Hi everybody, and greetings from the North Florida Swiss Club we are very happy that we are able to see you all together today and celebrate with you the 1st of August. And I really enjoyed the performance so far a lot, especially the Ruakit für Berg und Tal. It used to be my mom's favorite song, so that it really touched me and it was very special. So thank you for that. Our Swiss Club is relatively young. We came together the first time on the 1st of August of 2013 and have now been an official registered club since March 2014. We have 44 members, of which 2 moved away but are still in contact. Since the coronavirus, we started to meet on Zoom regularly every Sunday. I got a Zoom membership, and so I was able to set up like a happy hour or coffee time every Sunday from 4 o'clock on. And so everybody can Zoom in if they like to, at least so that we can see each other online. And we did do a drive-through celebration of one of our members' birthday party, which it was really nice to be able at least, you know, seeing each other like that, with just driving through. And we had also the cars decorated and bells and things. We love to get together throughout the year, and like all the other clubs, we enjoy celebrating traditions with each other, go out for walks. We have beautiful nature here, and enjoy good food. We are also a university city, and so we try to be here for students that are studying here from Switzerland, and we did have 2 students so far that became member. One of them actually is still in contact with us of those. And I'd like to now turn the speaking over to Jean-Marc. He will tell you more about the universities and our beautiful nature here. Jean-Marc?
Yes, thank you. Please go to the next slide. We just wanted to briefly kind of share where Tallahassee is in case there are people who haven't heard. Tallahassee, if you go to the next slide, Tallahassee is the capital of the state of Florida. And you can see here, we've got the Capitol building, this tall building with the dolphins in front, that sculpture. You can also see on the upper hand, left-hand side, the education building, and then there's the Supreme Court of the state of Florida. So there's a lot going on in the Capitol throughout, you know, because of the legislative sessions and people coming in that way. Next slide, please. You will also see that here you see 3 universities. So we have state universities here in Tallahassee, Florida, most notably FSU, the Seminoles, and the Rattlers of FAMU. And then there's also the Eagles of TCC. And, you know, sports are big. We have a big stadium. We have several big stadiums. And, you know, it definitely brings a lot of vibrant life to the town, to have all the students come in and be here. And we'll be interested to see what happens now with, you know, these changes in the situation with the health crisis, whether, you know, fewer people will come. We'll see. Next slide, please. The north of Florida is also home to some really wonderful nature. There's beautiful beaches, and we also have some really, really ancient kind of nature sections or areas. This here is Vocala Springs, a large natural spring that feeds the Florida aquifer and has millions of gallons of water passing through every day. There's a cavern system, underwater caverns where people go and dive, and there's archaeological sites and all sorts of interesting things happening there. Next slide, please. We also have a lot of history here in Tallahassee. Believe it or not, this is a town that goes back into the 16th century. With a settlement, this mission Saint Louis goes way back, and there were Spanish missionaries here. They were you know, working with and living with the Appalachian Indians or Native Americans, I should say, here in this region, and there's a lot of culture otherwise as well. Next slide, please. And our Swiss Club is blessed with a number of people who are very passionately engaged in the arts and even professionally. You can see here, this is a Scherenschnitt, paper cutting that Lucrezia made. It is a wonderful piece of art. She made many of these as well, but this one is particularly cool because you can see we have a manatee on it, which is the state, one of the important animals here in Florida, the sea animal. And we thought it might be fun to put a bell on that because, you know, another word for manatee is sea cow. So we have for the Swiss Club this logo with a manatee that has a bell on it, if you can see that. And you can also see around the perimeter of the circle a lot of different animals that are native to Florida. Florida is just you know, teeming with all sorts of birds and reptiles and water fish and things that live in the water. So it's a very nature friendly and rich environment. Next slide, please. When we get together, we love traditional foods. We love to share, you know, baked goods. We have, you know, Vaya and Zopf and all sorts of wonderful things that we make, Gatti for the 6th of December for Santi Claus, etc. So next slide, you can see also we have, you know, celebrated with various guests, fondue and raclette and other traditional types of meals. We get together also for events such as the Morgenstreich in Basel, which is my native city. So we always like to watch that. Much easier to watch it here because it's 10 at night. And, you know, when you're in Switzerland and you're in Basel, you got to get up, you know, at the crack of dawn to get there at 4 o'clock in the morning. So it's an easy thing. We have a lot of fun. Please go to the next slide. And then you can tap a few times because the slide has a manual build. So we want to say thank you, merci, grazie, gracia, to everybody here, all the Swiss who are tuned in. Thank you so much for having us here with you and allowing us to share a little bit of our environment and of our people.
Well, thank you very much, Lucrezia and Jean-Marc. Now, before we hear the very last music performance, I would like to offer the chance for any Swiss club that didn't sign up to speak, but really wanted to do so and say a few words as well. So if there is a club that wishes to express a very brief greeting, please send us a message in the chat indicating which club you're representing, and we will give you a few seconds after the next performance. You will find the chat box in the lower part of your Zoom screen. And now we're having another highlight for you. It's Viviana and Ingrid Peters, two talented sisters from San Antonio in Texas. They will perform for us. Viviana and Ingrid Peters are also known as the VIP duo. They started playing the violin at the very young ages of 3 and 4. Since starting the VIP duo, they have performed at events, concerts, and fundraisers around their hometown of San Antonio. What is particularly wonderful is that with the beginning of the coronavirus pandemic, the sisters continued to share their music through quarantine concerts. Viviana and Ingrid have since given more than 25 quarantine concerts, which they held in the front yards of families, friends, and neighbors around the city. They said they are thrilled to be able to share their music during our virtual Swiss National Day ceremony, and we are thrilled to have them. So here we go. Thank you very much, young ladies. That was really an amazing performance. And I must say, I'm really impressed to see how many Swiss talents we have here in the south of the United States. I'm really impressed. So let me check quickly if in the chat, if there is a Swiss club who would like to talk. Do we have Oklahoma here? Do you want to say something? I've seen here a message.
You would have to unmute yourself if Andre Siegenthaler wanted to say something.
Hello, I'm Andre Siegenthaler from Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Hi, Andre.
Hi, we very much enjoyed this hour with you. I would like to congratulate you for the idea. It gave me some inspiration for the future to not just sit here and do nothing, but it's very nice. And we also today enjoyed to watch the 1 hour or 2 hours presentation from the Rütli in Switzerland. Maybe some of you saw it. And so this is a wonderful day when you're far away and just at home. And so thank you very much for doing this.
Thank you, Andre. It was a pleasure. And yes, so I think we are coming to an end of our program. It's a moment to thank you all for the great support and the amazing performances. I also wish to thank all the clubs for the great work you are doing. It is so important to give the Swiss living abroad an opportunity to live their culture, to have a chat with compatriots, to stay connected with their home country. I really appreciate what you're doing. Yeah, well, I would have loved to see you all in person, but I'm very happy that we were able to turn a rather unfortunate situation with the ongoing pandemic into a positive and a unique opportunity of bringing the Swiss clubs of the Southeast together. So there is always a silver lining. As soon as traveling is possible again, I will be on the road, and together with my wife, who is listening in as well, we will visit also the Swiss clubs. I cannot promise that I can visit all of you, but we will try to do our best, and we're really looking forward to this moment. With this, we wish you all good health, physically and mentally, and hopefully see you soon in person. I hope you all enjoyed this virtual National Day. I know I did, and yeah, take care. And now, before we'll end this Zoom meeting, we have a small video from the Geneva fireworks from 2019. I hope you will enjoy it. And with this, goodbye to everybody.